Hey guys, it's Stephen here. Manchester City have just beat Bournemouth 1-0. It was a very niggly game. It was a very tough game, a gritty game. But that's our second consecutive 1-0 victory now in a row. We're top of the league. And also, before I dive into this video, OneFootball are sponsoring my videos again for the month of March. Thank you to OneFootball. Thank you guys for supporting OneFootball, the app. And I'm scrolling through it now. If you want to get involved and download this really good app, it's free. It's where I get all my stats and all that kind of stuff. And I'm looking at them right now in terms of City showing 82% possession. It shows all the offsides, it shows the shots on goal, 23 shots on goal to 0 according to these stats on this app. An absolute 1-0 battering once again. It showed how difficult Bournemouth made it for us. But anyway, this app is really, really good. I promise you. It's on my phone right there. Go and download it in the link in the description below because it's free. And I've been using it for ages and I absolutely love it. Also, we'll give a shout out as well to our latest patron, which is Chris Calloway. Chris, you're an absolute hero. But anyway, let's go on to the actual game. Now, before it, basically all the talk was about obviously having some people back in terms of Stones and Gabriel Jesus. Stones started the game, Jesus was on the bench, and it was another tough game to get through ahead of the international break. Obviously, we had Watford after this, but this was the kind of game where we needed to get through it, somehow just about find a way to win. And I knew this game was going to be more difficult than Bournemouth's recent results would suggest. They were always going to turn up and play a lot better, and that actually did transpire. Now, Pep made a couple of changes, nothing major. He brought Walker back in for Danilo, which I thought was a little bit harsh. Danilo probably deserved another game, but maybe he's just resting the squad. Otamendi and Stones, so Stones came back into defence. Zinchenko carried on the left, Ederson in goal, obviously, and then the midfield three was exactly the same in terms of Gundogan, De Bruyne, Silva. Bernardo came in on the right, and Sterling came in on the left. Mahrez and Sané dropping to the bench, and Aguero carried on through the middle as well. And essentially, it was just the same as the West Ham game. Just kind of go at them, get the goal, and hope for the best. Now, into the first half, it was quite frustrating to watch. I thought City were the better team as they were throughout the game. They had all the ball, literally all the ball. We just couldn't break down a very, 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 very low Bournemouth block. I keep saying Watford. Bournemouth block. They were sat so deep, they may as well have been sat in the stands. It was ridiculous how deep they actually were. It was like a 10-0 formation. But I don't really blame him for doing that. I genuinely don't. You know, obviously we're Manchester City and sometimes you have to change things up, especially when he conceded 5 to Arsenal only a few days ago. So they obviously tightened things up and they nearly made it work. The first half, there was a few little decent chances. The best chance for was David Silva, which was a De Bruyne cross and he fired just wide. And then a few little moments here and there. The Bournemouth fans got a little bit leery, acting as if they were being hard done by. They weren't being hard done by. There's only like 2 slightly iffy calls for free kicks. And other than that, the referee made a few bad calls for City too. But, you know, that can make it harder for Manchester City as well. When the fans get riled up, the Bournemouth players then get riled up, and it makes it really harder to overcome because they get more motivated. So they kind of motivate themselves based on nothing, which made it even more impressive that we eventually did manage to get through. Yeah, but the first half, it was kind of a non-affair. It was like City were okay. No standout performances, but no real bad ones either. And then obviously, in second half and so on, disaster largely struck. De Bruyne going off, which is absolutely huge news, and I'm really worried about that. Also, Kompany as well came on for John Stones. Now, Stones might have just been a precaution, but the De Bruyne one was weird because just before half time, because he played a pass. And he basically just pulled up. He said to Sterling, like you can see him saying to Sterling, it was his hamstring. So that's a massive blow. And Mahrez came on. Now in the second half, it was that man eventually. Mahrez then made the difference. Now City basically just carried on as they did in the first half. They had all the ball, all the pressure. They were trying to get shots in wherever they could, but it wasn't quite happening. And eventually the ball kind of fell loose to Mahrez, who completed his redemption, his Reds dead redemption, because they were Reds. Pun. Terrible pun, but I'll carry on. He completed his redemption after the other day's performance, which was really bad, let's be honest, and got the goal that won us the 3 points. It was kind of like a right-footed scuffer that rolls into the net. I don't know. I don't care. I will take it. And that, in the end, was enough to get the 3 points. Now, there was a few little moments. Sterling in behind when a team was chasing the game is an absolutely lethal prospect, though it wasn't lethal. It was more terrifying. I mean, it didn't actually result in any goals, and maybe there could have been 1 or 2 more. With Mahrez had his shooting boots on after Sterling's kind of like attempted chest past the keeper had worked, and if Sterling maybe had his shooting boots on as well. The players weren't as clinical as they could have been, but once again, they showed great resilience against the Bournemouth team in the second half. Eventually tried to come at them, but just didn't have the conviction or the composure, and the defenders mopped up pretty well. Individually, I didn't think this was a classic game at all. I thought Ederson had absolutely naff all to do. A couple of kicks for him to do, and that's pretty much about it, really. There was hardly I can't really recall a Bournemouth chance. No, I don't think there was a Bournemouth chance. So the stats said there was 0 shots for Bournemouth. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Walker, right back, he was okay. He was pretty solid. He had a little moment where his head went, which seems to be part of the course of Walker, where he kind of nearly got himself sent off for, I think it was a flare-up with Joshua King. I think it was King, was it? It might be someone else, I can't remember. Essentially, Pep had to jump in front of him and nearly knock him out to stop him getting himself sent off, which was kind of ironic. But it was a weird game. I personally thought Danilo could have started this. He would have offered a bit more incisive threat. And Danilo does tend to offer more threat going forward. Walker's a good player, and his pace and recovery definitely helped us, as did his general strength in defence. But going forward, didn't offer that much, really. I thought of the back three, they didn't do anything wrong. Otamendi, I thought, was really solid. Needy scored a wonderful bicycle kick. Stones had a decent first half until he was put off. I think as a precaution, he had a nice pack on his leg in the second half. Kompany, once again, came in. Looked really good. Fair play to Vinny. He's becoming this really useful senior kind of squad figure, like the dad of the group. He can just come on, cajole the troops, be calm, and be a great backup player. And I'm fine with that for me, and I'm sure he's fine with that too. All three of the centre backs were largely faultless, so can't put any complaints there. Zinchenko, once again, just casually dropping an 8 out of 10, or 7, 8 out of 10, whatever. A good performance yet again. What I like about Zinchenko is that he's suddenly just got tenacious. Where's this come from? What has happened? Is he just suddenly found some kind of elixir somewhere and got super strong all of a sudden? Because he's just snapping into tackles now and he's winning them. He's not just tackling, he's snapping into tackles and he's kind of putting his toe in a little bit more aggressively. He's winning the ball off wingers all the time. He's also getting forward as well. A couple of really nice little crosses. And in general, an assured, composed game. And he's playing like a player now that's got full belief in him from his manager. He looks comfortable. And I'm really loving this kind of new position that he's found for himself. He's been there a while now, but I'm loving how he's feel comfortable in that role now. A credit to himself and a credit to the team. Gundogan, it was like Gundogan at West Ham. Didn't really do much wrong once again. Not ultra effective, but not bad either. A really able stand-in for Fernandinho. Doesn't have the tenacity Fernandinho does, but he's definitely put his toe in a little bit more, and he had a decent game. He's not annoying me, put it that way. So I think Gundogan, once again, like Zinchenko and Danilo and all these other players that are backups, we're really lucky to have these backups because they're good footballers. They are good footballers, and these aren't even near our first choice. De Bruyne, oh, that's still nerve-wracking, isn't it? I'm hoping it's just he felt a tweak and he reads himself really well and wants to go off, just have a nice pack for a week and he'll be back after that. I'm hoping he's not really pulled his hamstring badly because he could be out for a few weeks. De Bruyne is not having much luck, and I thought the first half showed his running and his energy. There was some moments where he was kind of looking back to his physical self, snapping back into tackles, and a couple of nice passes. I don't think he had a standout game, but that worry is that that's a serious injury because it is. That's just bad news. Maybe we'll see more of Bernard in the middle. Maybe that will open up the opportunity for Mahrez or Sane out wide. But De Bruyne, it's not good. David Silva, first half kind of quiet like he has been recently and a bit frustrating once again. Second half, once we went 1-0 up, I actually thought we saw some of David Silva of old. He was pretty good. We saw some of that kind of really assured, breaking the lines, kind of passing between the midfield and the defence kind of thing that he does really well in the half spaces. And I thought that was the David Silva of old. We need that guy who can dictate the game there and slow it down when needs be and put his foot on the ball and kind of just do the little one-touch passes with Zinchenko, Sterling and all that lot. And that was David Silva for the last half an hour, which we absolutely needed. So it was a decent performance in the end from him. Sterling, nothing kind of came off for him, but he was genuinely scary. Like Bournemouth, they knew they were in there for a game, put it that way. He was running constantly, his pace, his desire, his effort. He didn't have his shooting boots on today, but he was all boundless energy, and sometimes you need that. Bernardo on the right, just kind of ineffective first half in terms of no lack of effort, no lack of touch, obviously, but didn't quite make anything happen. Second half, he was tenacious through the middle. I love Bernardo, genuinely. I thought his work rate and his engine, it's inspirational stuff. And then Mahrez, obviously, other than the goal, I'm not sure he did anything particularly great. He didn't do it particularly wrong either. He just had an alright performance, He absolutely ballooned one, which he shouldn't have probably ballooned after the ball fell to him from Sterling. But other than that, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that he got the goal and he won the game for us because he was absolutely beaming as well, genuinely massive grin territory. And I'm happy for him, genuinely happy for him. Fingers crossed he can be some kind of moment where he feels confident again. Aguero, a really good performance. Didn't get the goal he probably deserved, but his work rate, he must be absolutely knackered given the amount of games he's played recently. But once again, just a hell of a shift. I'm loving this from Aguero. Genuinely, the energy he puts in, phenomenal. And it's good to see Gabriel Jesus get back on the pitch now for a couple of minutes. So it means maybe Aguero will get a bit of a rest because he must be close to breaking. I'm genuinely scared of that. But once again, no goals, but a phenomenal performance from the front. But overall, It's 3 points. We're top of the league. Now, Liverpool have got to go to Everton tomorrow. And that's the kind of game where they could easily just drop a couple of points and City will be top of the league, you know. So it's a very good time to be a Manchester City fan. I'm just pulling up the table now just to remind me where we're at. So we're currently 2 points clear, Liverpool. So yeah, draw tomorrow, 1 point ahead. Come on, Everton. Come on, Everton. Everton and Manchester City unite for once, because this is a big moment now. This could easily be 2 drop points to Liverpool. They could win, but it could easily be that. And I'm really happy with the mentality and the desire these players are showing. I said it after the West Ham game, and it was even more pertinent today. They had every reason to be knackered and give up, but they didn't give up. They didn't. They're working exceptionally hard. At this stage of the season, we can't sit here and hope for City to blow teams away. It'd be nice, we can hope for it. We just can't expect it, because it's just about grinding these results out. It's about doing whatever we can, just find a way to get the 3 points. The glorious football will come when the players are relaxed and they haven't got this crazy schedule, and maybe after the break it'll help a little bit. But at the moment, we're just doing what's required, and Pep looked absolutely chuffed, and I'm chuffed. The players look chuffed on the pitch. They had a huddle as well after full time. It's really good. But anyway, guys, that's the end of this video. Manchester City have won again, 3 points. They're currently sat top of the league, which makes a really nice viewing. 29 games gone, 71 points. Fingers crossed. Thank you to these guys scrolling down on my shoulder here. They're all absolute heroes. These are my patrons who help keep this channel alive. If you want to get involved, patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany. If not, as ever, just keep watching these videos. Keep pressing that like button. Keep getting involved in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe if you are new to this channel. I've been Stephen. I'm going to chill for the rest of the evening. Go and check out some more videos and all that kind of stuff, and I will see you soon.